I have finally done it. I have watched all the RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star seasons, so I can finally rank them all. And All-Star 6 just finished, so I can add it to the ranking. See, I'm someone who plans. I plan things out. I think these things through. If you'd like to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Twitter. Or you can follow me on Instagram. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's talk about that.
I love All-Star seasons. However, I don't think I love All-Stars as much as I do like the regular RuPaul's Drag Race seasons. Just because I feel like All-Stars in a way is not as fun. You know, I feel like queens come back to All-Stars on RuPaul's Drag Race and they're like, they either have to redeem themselves in the eyes of the fans because they were like a villain, or they didn't get to make it that long so they feel like their drag wasn't represented well. Or they're queens who were like top 3 or top 2 who didn't win, who have to like get the crown. And also All-Stars, like the pressure is higher, so people are spending a lot more money. Like the queens now have gone on tours after their season, so they're saved up money and they spend so much money on outfits. And also, I mean, RuPaul's Drag Race has become expensive in general, but like to be an All-Star and like go home episode 1.
You good? No, you're not. You're not, baby, and it's okay. You're not good, and it's okay. You don't need to be good all the time. It's okay to not be good.
And then have spent like $30,000 on like garments that you didn't show the world. You know, that's pretty like, that's like such a heavy thing, especially when it's the episode of the first person who goes home. And yeah, we know that like queens can like come back in All-Stars, but like, even if you're like the first queen to go home and you come back, like you don't really, you know, so much time has passed. So it still isn't an exact payoff. And I mean, honestly, if you look at the RuPaul's Drag Race Hall of Fame, I believe like 3 out of the 6 winners are all queens who were like top 3, top 4, top 2 in their season. Chad, Shea Coulee, and who was the last one? Alaska. Yes. I slipped my mind. That's just my overall thoughts on All-Stars. I feel like I do like All-Stars, but I like the regular Drag Race seasons a little bit better, just because like they're queens who are fresh, who are excited, who aren't like so like I have to redeem myself, you know. All-Stars has seemed to turn into like the redemption factory for RuPaul's girls. That's just me. Let's start the ranking. So at number 6, I'm sure to nobody's surprise, was All-Star 1. All-Star 1 was like, I wasn't really feeling the format. The teams was a lot, and then like the whole lip sync for your life and then hitting the button. It just wasn't a good time. And I just feel like it was like a very rushed experience. There's only 5 episodes, which is half of a regular season. And I mean, kicking off one queen is bad enough, but kicking off 2 at the same time, who are very beloved, it's just hard. It's just a really hard format. And All-Stars 1 just isn't my favorite thing. And even some queens who have been on All-Stars 1 have said that like, All-Stars 1 was not the tease. So I'm not reaching here. But we did get the excellent, legendary Untucked with everybody coming for Mimi, I'm first head. But yeah, also last thing I want to say is the final 2 lip sync doesn't make sense to me because they have Raven versus Chad. But I feel like it should be Chad and Chanel going against each other because they're a team. So if Chad and Chanel are the top 2 All-Stars team for All-Star, then why wouldn't the top 2 go against each other as opposed to like first place and third place, if that makes sense? It didn't really make sense to me, but that's just my thoughts. All-Stars 1, it's the lowest on the tier. We're not surprised. Okay, next we have All-Stars 5. Now before I go in and say what I feel about All-Stars 5, I want to say this. I think All-Stars 5 gave us the best format of All-Stars. Everybody getting a vote, a lip sync assassin. I think that is the best format of All-Stars. I think they need to keep this format going forward because everybody gets a vote, so it's not just like one person or 2 people have like all the power and everybody's like sucking up to them like, oh, don't kick me off, don't kick me off. Yes, there is one All-Star, but like you still have to campaign with the other group because if that top All-Star loses the lip sync, then everybody else whose vote gets counted. You also get a lip sync assassin, meaning that we get to see more RuPaul's Drag Race queens, some who have not been on All-Stars before. We get to see them lip sync for their legacies. And it's really fun. And I feel like it gives the queens incentive because they can win $10,000. I mean, they were doing that before, but like, still, it's a great incentive. And I mean, if you don't win All-Stars, at least you get to go home with some coin, a little bit of coin, that you can recoup some of your finances from. I think that's really good. I love the format. With that being said, All-Stars 5, there were some challenges that just didn't really stick with me. In particular, the TMZ challenge was a little weird. The acting wasn't the greatest, it was kind of awkward. And then the acting wasn't the greatest. It was kind of awkward. And then like them being out in like boy drag and like pretending to like watch themselves on camera, acting out their improv scenes, it was just a little weird. It was a little too weird and meta for me. I wasn't feeling it at all. I also felt like the reading challenge was very awkward, just because I thought Derek versus India Farah was just really awkward. It was very clear. It was very personal, and people were like attacking and like talking about people's real lives, and it got real heated real quick. And I feel like it was a shame that Derek Barry went home first, because Derek Barry is great TV and is a messy drama, and we love to see it. Some of the people bombed, like Angina bombed. I thought the rose petal gag, that the person's name eludes, the queen's name eludes me, but I thought it was a little awkward, a little forced. Like, I thought that was forced. And then on top of that, I really did not like how Alexis Mateo was eliminated, because I felt like it was so clear and obvious that India Farah was making it up, because India Farah had been the bottom several times, so obviously she's gonna throw Alexis Mateo under the bus in order to like save herself. So it makes sense, and I just felt like the queens were like, really, I have to weigh this in my mind. Like, I just feel like, even after, I mean, yes, they eliminated India Farah in that episode, but like I feel like the whole Alexis was like campaign to send Shay home or send whoever home. I just felt like that situation was lingering over to the next episode, and they got rid of Alexis when they should have really got rid of Blair. I felt like Blair did not deliver in that challenge. I mean, overall, I thought the runways were beautiful. I liked the lip syncs. I just felt like All Stars 5 didn't capture my attention as much as the other seasons did. And I felt like, and then was some of the drama was really weird, like Miss Cracker telling Angina, you should have been, I didn't pick your lipstick, but I wish I had. And then Angina just like breaking down and being sad, and then it was just, and then like Miss Cracker awkwardly trying to like show people like, oh, I'm a good person, I'm a nice person, yada yada yada. It was just some weirdness. It was some weirdness, and I just felt like it just wasn't as exciting. And I also felt like after they announced Shea Coulee as like part of All Stars 5. Also, All Stars 5 did not have a cast photo. They didn't have a cast photo. They just had their walk-in looks. I felt like once they announced that Shea Coulee was like in the challenge, or that she was in the season, that was who everybody wanted to win. I don't think anybody cared about anybody else. That is who everybody wanted to win. Next is the season that I started watching All Stars. I started watching All Stars in All Stars 3, and I had to go back and watch all the other ones. And I think All Stars 3 is a really good season. Trixie Mattel's Confessionals are A1. When she's telling everyone that Chi-Chi and Kennedy Davenport are the same person, and that Kennedy Davenport is Chi-Chi Devane from the future coming to tell her that she's not going to win All Stars. Hilarious. Hilarious. The drama was really good. The note is so stupid. And then the girls getting shady with the mirror message. And then Milk being so delusional, and they were like, Milk, your talent can't be Velcro. Like, Milk just being like, I should have been the top. That's a lot of tears for Safe. It was just a lot of good drama. And then Kennedy just being like, Milk. And then Kennedy being like, I don't need to deliberate. We don't have to talk. We don't have to, I think I know what I want to do. And I'm gonna do. I'm eliminating Milk. I love that Aja was killing the competition even though she had just got off of season 9. I thought that it was really funny and cruel that Shangela was just playing with Trixie during the elimination for the Snatch Game Challenge, when she's listing off all these, this queen has made a name for themselves, is a rock star in their own right, like clearly describing Trixie Mattel without saying Trixie Mattel, and then eliminating Chi-Chi Devane. It was just so mean. It was so mean-spirited. And then after Trixie didn't get eliminated, Shangela's like, yeah, I saved you, I didn't want to eliminate you, but don't let me see no more notes. Blackmail. Rude. I thought the lip syncs were on fire. The Anaconda lip sync, the Money lip sync with Shangela in a fat suit, for whatever reason, was a great. Poor Trixie to have a chance. She didn't have a chance to win that lip sync. It was harsh. And of course, we cannot talk about All Stars 3 without the most iconic moment. The most iconic, I think probably the most iconic elimination of eliminations, with Valentina being like a close second, is Ben de la Creme eliminating herself and whiting out someone else's name and writing her name. And I mean, I feel like the producers had to have known that. Like, they had to have seen her like painting Dela on the lip sync and be like, I'm going home. I'm already a winner. I've already won all these lip syncs. I'm going home. Well, I think she was like, she had a bad ratio with lip syncs, but she was in the top a lot of times. And Ben was just killing the competition, like killing Snatch Game, just killing everything. And I have to say, I'm gonna say this. This is not shade, this is just my opinion. RuPaul's Drag Race comedy challenges are not funny when they try to be. RuPaul's Drag Race is as funny as when people are not trying to be funny. And the Bitchler is genuinely a funny RuPaul's Drag Race challenge. I can watch the Bitchler over and over and over and over. It is one of the funniest episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars and All-Stars in general, period. Ben de la Creme being a MILF, Trixie being a fake bitch was really good, although if Milk wasn't crying and laughing as much and doing so much, then she could have got better. And then Kitty Davenport taking off her wig and having her padding out. It was just excellent. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the jury vote. The jury, was it a gag? Yes. Was it dramatic? Yes. Was I super shocked when I watched it the first time? Absolutely. However, in hindsight, it really is a really bad gag because it pretty much keeps the best competitor track record wise from winning. Because if you have the best track record and you've been in the top and you've been sending people home, then obviously they're not going to vote for you to be in the top 2 because you've stolen their dreams. So it kind of ensures the fact that the person who did not do the best in the competition wins, which is, spoiler alert, Trixie Mattel, who did not win a single challenge or a single top 2 lip sync, who was safe most of the time, and then started getting into the bottom when they started doing like bottom 3s. So Trixie, yeah. It just didn't pay off. It didn't pay off in the hindsight. Like, it just did not pay off. And I feel like when it comes to RuPaul's Drag Race, people want to see the best person win, especially if it's called All-Stars. However, I'm gonna amend this statement when I get to All-Stars 5. All-Stars 4. Overall, I thought it was a good season. It was really entertaining. It kept my attention. I just think the ending kind of spoiled it for me. I mean, but even then, like, technically the person who won the most wasn't gonna win, period, because Ben killed the competition. So like, whoever won after Ben, it was kind of like a consolation prize. Like, Ben really showed y'all all up, beat y'all on the challenges, beat y'all on the lip syncs, and then was like, I'm out. So like, yes, we wanted to see Shangela in that top 2 lip sync, but I mean, even if Shangela won, like, Ben would have had the best track record, but Ben eliminated herself, so it's no one else's fault. But I thought it was a good time. Also, I think Kitty Girls was one of my favorite Drag Race finale songs. It doesn't beat Reggie Rochu, but I love Kitty Girl. I think that it's the gag of them having one take and going through the entire slot and set of Drag Race. Excellent. I thought the choreography was really good, even though BB did not get that dip in the end. It was a great time. And speaking of BB, I thought them having BB on there was really nice, like exposing the RuPaul's Drag Race Season 1 winner to like a new generation of fans. Because BB hasn't been on TV in a long time, not that I'd known of. So I thought it was really good, although I think that BB was kind of protected. Like, they couldn't put her on the bottom as many times because like they would have been like, oh gosh, like her legacy is tarnished. I thought it was really messed up what she did to Aja, like, about the garment. Like, if someone helped you make a garment and you're just like, thank you, that's kind of shady. And then one thing I didn't understand was, like, in the end, they asked BB during the jury vote who she voted for, who her lipstick was. And she was like, the girls and I agree that I don't have to do that. And I mean, Morgan McMichaels was there, so I don't know why Morgan just wasn't like, no, BB, we didn't agree to you not showing the lipstick. You just said you weren't going to show lipstick. I don't understand why Morgan didn't say anything, but neither here nor there. All-Stars 3, great season. Okay, next we have All-Stars 4, which I'm going to be real with y'all. When All-Stars 4 came on TV, I stopped watching after Manila's Luzon's elimination. I was in my feelings. I was upset, I was triggered, and I was bothered. However, I realized after watching it, it is a good season. While I was upset at Naomi for like eliminating Manila, because you know, you do want the person who's best in the competition to win, it's All-Stars. People eliminate each other. And honestly, why wouldn't you eliminate your biggest competition? If you want $100,000 and you want to be in the Hall of Fame, why would you not eliminate your biggest competition? Like, if you've been winning challenges back to back to back and you fall into the bottom, that is your bad. That is your fault. If you want to win All-Stars, you got to be in the top every single week so that you're never up for elimination and that no one can ever send you home. Period. That is on you. Other than that, Valentina's delusion was very milk. Clearly the delusional spirit traveled from season to season and was in Valentina. And this is her like, me going home is not part of my fantasy. Although I think Manila kind of shot herself in the foot when she was like, I can eliminate you. I mean, granted she was trying to get an alliance out of Valentina, but if I was Manila, I would have just been like, cool, yes, you're wonderful. I don't think I'm gonna send you home, like your track record. And then I would send people home. And I mean, yeah, they would have caught on afterwards, but like, I think vocalizing like, oh yeah, we have Valentina in a corner, we could send her home. not the best thing, because I think once Manila was like, I'm gonna eliminate the biggest competition, people were like, okay, she has to go. She has to go. I just think like in All Stars, like everybody has very much group think, and if you don't think with the group, they're gonna kick you out. Like if you don't say you're going by track record, you're gonna kick you out. And honestly, track record has become so exhausting on All Stars because the queens focus on it so much. I have this one and this one, and I'm doing the math here, 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 here. And at this point, just vote how you want to vote. Yes, Manila losing All Stars 4 sucked, but it was a gag, and Naomi did it. Because let's be real, if Manila was, Naomi didn't win, but if Manila was in the top 4 with Naomi definitely wasn't gonna win. Manila's been killing it. They tried to put Manila at the bottom of the funeral roast, and she killed them. She went last and destroyed them, and then was safe from the twist. So Manila was killing it. She was too powerful. And I understand why Naomi defeated her. You know, when one supreme rises, another one dies. Now, one thing I didn't understand was like the Monique Hart slander. I feel like the editors and the judges were gaslighting me during All Stars 4 because I'd be like, I think Monique was fabulous. And then the judges are just like, no, Monique, you didn't do this. You did this wrong. You did this wrong. Monique, you're in the bottom. Monique, you're in the bottom. And I just didn't understand that. Like, I was like, Monique Hart is like doing a great job. I think she's doing a great job. And I feel like the judges were like gaslighting me and being like, no, Monique Hart, you did this wrong. And I'm just like, no, she's fabulous. She's fabulous. I disagree with some of the judges' placements of Monique. And I felt like they were like kicking her down a notch just for like whatever reason. Maybe it's because she was like very wasn't even standoffish, it's just like she was very defensive when they were giving her critiques, but like they were like tearing her down to me. And I didn't agree with it fully. I had to say Jersey Justice is probably one of my favorite. It's another acting challenge, comedy challenge that is very funny on its own. I loved it. Thought it was great. Now, and then we have Lollapalooza, which is a twist ending where all the queens who are eliminated come back and they lip sync to get their chance back in the competition. That's excellent. That was really great. And the lip syncs were on fire, on point. And I think it was good. I think it was good. I loved it. I loved it. It was a good time. Jasmine Masters trying to shake it through the butt shape with Trinity the Tuck Taylor. Well, Trinity the Tuck. And it not working out. And although I will say I kind of wish Gia could have came back in the competition. I mean, she wouldn't have won. But she did a good job against Naomi. Now, with that being said, Naomi gave it her all. And Naomi showed us that she is a performer. But, you know, it goes down the way it goes down. And honestly, the tension between Monique and Latrice was so real. And it seemed like if they could, they would have fist fought. But it was excellent and they wore it out. And I think this time, in this place, RuPaul pretending like he's going to eliminate Monique Hart and giving her a heart attack, unnecessary. All-Stars 4, listen, if All-Stars 6 was gaslighting Jan, All-Stars 4 was gaslighting Monique Hart and playing with her mental sanity. Did not appreciate it, baby. No. And the last thing I'm going to talk about All-Stars 4 is the double crowning. Now, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something. This is not me saying that someone did not deserve to win. This is not me saying that they need to change the crown. This is not me saying that I'm upset with the winner. I'm just pointing this out. If we are going by track record, and we're talking about the best person winning, the best person with the best track record winning All-Stars 4, that didn't happen. Why? Because Monique had a better track record than Monet. I'm not saying that I don't want that Monet should give back the crown, that I'm mad that Monet's in the Hall of Fame. No, I love that a black queen is in the All-Stars Hall of Fame. What I'm saying is, if they were going to do a double crowning by the two queens with the best track record, then Monique probably should have been double crowning in that top 2 lip sync. However, I love Monet, and I'm glad that she won. And that's all I wanted to say. I'm not saying she didn't deserve to win. That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying, okay? No. That's not what I said. Okay, at number 2, we have All-Stars 2, which is probably going to be very controversial because people have been holding All-Stars 2 as like the pinnacle of All-Stars. It's number 1 for the top thing. Reggie Rochu is excellent. No one's going to tell me differently. The Herstory musical, excellent. I think it's very funny. It gives me life. I love it. I've watched it over and over and over. And honestly, I'm going to be real. I didn't watch All-Stars 4 because I remember I told you I watched All-Stars 3 first. So I had only seen clips of All-Stars 2, but I kept hearing how good it was. And when it came on Hulu, I was like, I need to watch this. I need to finally pop this cherry. Now, I will say throughout All-Stars 2, what brings it down for me is that they were carrying Roxy Andrews throughout it. And I didn't enjoy that. And I felt like Relaska Talks was like definitely like dominating the season. Like their friendship really messed with the challenges and with the voting. And it definitely became RuPaul's best friend race. And going back to All Stars 4, if you want to win, you need to eliminate your best competitor. And the moment that Detox and Katya decided to save Alaska instead of sending Alyssa home or sending Roxy home, well, Katya voted for Roxy, she didn't win. But the moment that Detox saved Alaska, she basically handled Alaska this season. I'm just saying, if we're at the challenge before the top 4 and the #1 competitor who's won all the most challenges and the most lip syncs and the most money is not here, is in the bottom, eliminate them. Alaska got 40K. She got 40K. She got like $40,000 or $30,000 from winning those lip syncs. She'll be okay. Send her home. Send her home. Send her home. Although, and now moving on to more news in All Stars 2, I felt like the editing of Fifi was a little weird. Like for instance, Ginger Minj was talking about how her dress was too large. She's like, my dress is really big. And then Fifi was like, yeah, your dress is really big, Ginger. And Ginger was like upset. And it's like, but Fifi just pointed out what you pointed out. She said that your dress is big and you agreed that it was big and that it was gonna hinder you dancing. I don't know. And then her giving Roxy feedback about her snatching, like, oh yeah, your Sofia Vergara is like, it's really rough, like the accent's not working. And I mean, it wasn't working. So like, I just feel like she was being helpful and they were like making her hateful. And I feel like them like pitting her against Alyssa, like Detox was agreeing with Fifi. Fifi was like, yeah, the judges, they love Alyssa-isms. Like, because she's Alyssa, they let her get away with things. They do. They were saying, oh yeah, this looks good, this doesn't look good, but like it works with you, or I would hate this, but on you, I'm okay with it. Like, Fifi was pointing out things that Detox was pointing out too, and I just felt like, I'm glad that at the reunion that Detox was like standing firm in it, because they really try to make it seem like it was just Fifi who felt this way, and it wasn't just Fifi who felt this way. And I felt bad now that Jeremy, because I mean, Fifi O'Hara is the character and Jeremy is the person. I think that's how they're identifying now, is Jeremy the drag queen. I could be wrong, but I felt bad they came for their redemption. They didn't get the redemption. They got, you know, more hate and more villain edit. And I feel like the reunion of All Stars 2, which is weird that All Stars 2 has a reunion because no other All Star season has a reunion. I feel like Rupaul was making it very deliberate that he was like coming for Jeremy. Like, oh yeah, there's no villain edit. This is BS. Like that whole speech, so rude. And I feel like it was very much rude, like attacking one specific person without saying it. And I don't like that. And this is not the first time that RuPaul has attacked a queen. Just gonna say that. It is not the first time that RuPaul has attacked a queen. Not okay. I loved Katya on the season. Katya was great. I mean, Katya was great on All Stars, not All Stars, oh my god, on season 7. Katya was great, but I think her being on there was great. And I think it was so funny when Alaska's having her whole meltdown and it comes full circle. So at the beginning of the episode, Alaska's like, Adore Delano, I mean Katya. And then Katya is in the top and then Alaska's in the bottom and then Alaska's like, I need to go to the final. I need to save you. You need to save me. I need to go to the final. I need to be here. I'll give you $10,000 via PayPal before taxes. I need to be here. And then Katya's like, party. I love that. I love it. And I mean, honestly, Alaska's meltdown was hilarious. And I think it was so funny. She was like, the last time it was us three and a lovable weirdo. We all saw how that worked out. So I think her having a meltdown was hilarious. But Alaska's just amazing. She was a good queen. Although I will say there were some times she got away with some things. Like, as far as like the lip syncs, she was like getting in people's area and personal space and like taking, like touching them and like licking them, which is kind of contact sports, so let's not do that. And then also her Little Miss Poundcake look was not a 2-in-1 look. It was a 1 look. It was a reveal. It was not a 2-in-1 look. She took off a black cloak to show Little Miss Poundcake. So she did not follow the criteria. But I'm not mad about it, her winning. I'm not mad at all. It's okay. I promise you, it's just my opinion. And of course, I cannot go on without mentioning same parts. The same parts. Same parts. Alright, now we're gonna get to number 1, which you all know at this point because it's the only season I haven't talked about. All Stars 6. Why? I think All Stars 6 is great because number 1, the race was so close that we didn't know who was gonna win. Like, it was very obvious during All Stars 2 who was gonna win. It was very obvious who was it was very obvious who was gonna win All Stars 3, and then we got the big twist with the jury. And then, like, don't get me wrong, I'm okay with the front runner, but like when multiple queens are winning and it's getting close and close and close and close and close, that's when I really get excited about All Stars and Drag Race, because it's like, who's gonna win, who's gonna win, who's gonna win? Like, you know, if there's one queen who's dominating this challenges each week and winning over and over and over, it's like, well, why is everybody else here? Let's just fast forward and crown her already, you know? I loved it. And like I said before with All Stars 5, All Stars the current format of All Stars, in my opinion, is the best because the lip syncs are amazing. Laganja Extranja versus Trendy K. Bonet, excellent, beautiful, amazing, period. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She jumped into a high jump split, but for the music played, I mean, it was out of this world. And then listen, Trendy K. Bonet being Beyonce, I watched that over and 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 over. It was excellent. It was excellent. Like, people are like, All Star 6, like, I feel like when the cast was announced for All Star 6, I saw so many fans talking mess about it, about, oh yeah, the cast isn't that great, the cast is all messy, the cast is this, that, and third. Oh my god, Silky Nutmeg Ganache and Eureka on the same season, yada yada yada. I feel like queens were like people were like really going hard. I mean, then again, the average Drag Race fan assumes they know more about drag than queens who have been doing it for years, so I'm not surprised by that. But I think people were really underestimated this season, and it was really good. Snatch Game, the challenges, the lip syncs, it was just on fire. And it was such a great cast, and there were so many queens, and I loved it, and I loved the promos. I watched so many promo reactions and Meet the Queens reactions for All Star 6, and I fell in love with it all over again. And we have to acknowledge, we got a whole episode. They should have just titled the episode Silky Nutmeg Ganache's Drag Race, because it was literally Silky Nutmeg Ganache playing Drag Race on arcade mode. Her beating all these people in these lip syncs and killing these lip syncs, and I think that was great redemption, because Silky in season 11, Silky was talking about how she can out lip sync anybody and that she's ready to lip sync, and then she lip synced against Nina West and that No Scrubs lip sync, and it was boo. And I feel like All Star 6 definitely became like redemption fodder when we got to the end. Like, I feel like Raja got her redemption, Eureka got her redemption, Silky got her redemption. You know, a lot of queens got redemption. Raja got her redemption. Like, a lot of queens got their redemption. And I'm not mad at it. It was really good. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, spoiler alert, Kylie Sonique Love won All Star 6. I was rooting for Raja. I thought it was Raja to take home, but I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with it. Got our first trans queen winning in the All Stars, winning Drag Race, winning in the All Star, not winning Drag Race, because I think Drag Race Thailand has a trans winner, but winning in the All Stars Hall of Fame. But I was rooting for Raja. It's okay. I was rooting for Raja. It's okay to root for who you want to root for. That's just that. One thing I will say is some of the edits. I feel like during All Stars, there's always one person that gets a really bad edit, and whether you want to believe the edit or not, or there's one queen who showed a really bad light. You know, All Stars 2 was Fifi, All Stars 3 was Milk, All Stars 4 was kind of Valentina, and a little bit of Latrice with the entitlement thing about a legacy that was unfulfilled. All Stars 5, it was India Farah, and then All Stars 6, I feel like it was Jan. They made Jan look towards the end of her run on All Star 6, they made Jan look very unhinged. Very unhinged. When Jan got eliminated and her outro confessional, that cackle that she let out, it was a bit unhinged. I was uncomfortable. Also, I forgot to mention it, but All Star 6 gave us our very first tie, and Trendy K. Bonet had to eliminate Jan. Like, gag. That's never happened before. Love that. Love it. It was dramatic. It was horrible. I know Jan's heart fell on her ass because they pulled Pandora's lipstick first, and then they pulled hers, and then she had to go home. I was like, this looks a little unwell, mentally unwell in this moment. But I love Jan. Love her. I was just like, this is a little wild. I will say her womanizer lip sync against Jessica Wilde was wild. I mean, the ticking didn't work. Did not work. But to me, All Stars 6 gets me because, maybe it's because I knew who won All Stars 2 before I watched it, but to me, All Stars 6, like, the production value was higher, obviously, because of the latest season. And I just really enjoyed it. It was exciting to me. It was so exciting. And we got to see queens that we hadn't seen in a long time. We got to see Yara Sofia, who her actually saying F you all. Hilarious. She meant it. She was not joking. She meant that. She was upset. She was angry. But I mean, Yara was a wild ball of crazy, but her going around screaming and yelling, it was great. It was a good time. I will say the twist at the end with like the game within a game was weird because they were like a game within a game. Like they probably should have done the game within the game sooner, but I'm not complaining. It was a good time. But I feel like them bringing Eureka back was kind of unfair because it's kind of like y'all are rewriting the top 5 episode. Like Eureka got sent home, and then Trendy K. Bonet was part of the top 4, and then you brought Eureka back and then sent Trendy home. So it's like you're pretty much rewriting the top 5 episode again and changing the elimination, which is just like y'all should have just sent Trendy home the first time instead of like you know, cheating her out of the top four. I felt really bad about that. But also that country song with RuPaul, it was really good. Listen, RuPaul's music is kind of hit or miss for me. I either love it or I don't. And that song was great, and the choreography was excellent, and it was everything. And Kylie Sonique Love saving herself during her fall on the finale lip sync, that's an all-star. Yeah, that's an all-star right there. But that's just my opinion. I think All-Star 6 has surpassed All-Star 2 slightly. Not by a lot, slightly. And who knows, maybe when I rewatch them all again, I'll change my mind and my tune, but this is what I'm sticking with. This is what I'm feeling. Okay? Alright. With that being said, my name is Cameron Noel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got your life. I hope you enjoyed something and it was entertaining for you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Give this video a big thumbs up. The thumbs up really helps me. And I will see you in the next video. Period. Per.
Boy toy named Troy used to live in Detroit. Big dope dealer money, he was getting some coins. Wasn't shootouts with the law, but he lived in a palace.